Salmon, a.k.a. Diz, and this is The Force Always.
Welcome to the show. This is it. Melbourne, Australia. Right there. Cold. Still. That's the news at this point in time from Melbourne, Australia. But let's get into rocking the show. So, subscribe. You'll get Star Wars news. You'll get Star Wars views, Star Wars reviews, and Star Wars interviews by The Force Always, only on YouTube. This is it. Check it out. Let's get on with the Star Wars news. Wonder Woman 2. Now, what Wonder Woman got to do with Star Wars? Well, it's going to be taking over the December release date for Wonder Woman 2 in 2019. December 13 is going to be Wonder Woman 2. May 24 is going to be Episode 9, Star Wars Episode 9. So if Star Wars wants to move back into the December date, they're going to run into a big trouble with Wonder Woman 2, which is going to be massive as much as the first one has been. So December 13 for Wonder Woman 2, if you're interested, and I'll be interested checking that out. And so Star Wars Episode 9, May 24. So to more news, Spencer Wilding, who played Darth Vader in Rogue One, has been added to the cast of the untitled young Han Solo film. He's just stepped into it. He could be playing Darth Vader, he could be playing another giant, we don't know, but it's interesting that he stepped back onto the set, which will create some buzz. Speaking of the young Han Solo film, the director Ron Howard, his tweets are quite interesting, to be honest. General, not just about the Star Wars things, but his regular life. And he had a great picture from the young Han Solo set with this big visual of hyperspace, a digital visual of hyperspace, so it's sort of bringing digital effects and practical effects together. Check that tweet out on Real Ron Howard via Twitter, whatever you like to say. Also, to more news, Kylo Ren's starship has been revealed. It's called the TIE Silencer. It was on the Star Wars show about a week ago now, but it looks amazing, and I'll give you a bit of a review on that later on in the show. To more news, there's been more The Last Jedi pics in the form of stickers yet to come out. One is of Kylo Ren with a cape on and mask on, which is interesting. Sort of a boring type sort of shot, nothing, massively, creative, but just of him and with a detailed look, so that makes it fun. And there's also been a shot of Rey in the middle with Finn and Rose, the new character Rose, in the background, which was interesting to see those two sort of paired in that way, which will add to the speculation of what is to become of these two as the characters in The Last Jedi. That's going to be on some stickers yet to be released. To more news, John Boyega, who played Finn, amazing character and an amazing actor, to be honest. He's one of my favourites. He's going to be appearing in Pacific Rim 2. He is a part of a teaser trailer that dropped in the last week for Pacific Rim 2, so check that one out. Speaking of where this trailer came from, it was from the big San Diego Comic Con. There was not much to report with Star Wars. There were some book releases and things of small note comic sort of feel releases. Nothing major, but I suppose it's a big superhero comic book convention, but that was on in the last week. And that's the news for this time around, Star Wars wise. Let's get into the views. Views this time around is going to be in alternate endings for Luke Skywalker. This is not a prediction. This is just my ideas to the storyline. If Luke Skywalker dies in Episode 8, The Last Jedi, it will definitely pave the way for Episode 9 to be an original and a new beginning era for Star Wars. And it will then sort of bring the predictability for Episode 9 down. But if he dies in episode 9, it's going to be quite obvious he will die in that one as a character, Luke Skywalker. So personally, I would like to see his character go all the way to episode 9 in a living form, and then sort of sacrifice himself, as I've sort of suggested before. I think it would be a great idea, him being some sort of Spawn type character where he becomes evil to destroy evil. I've spoken about this before, but I think, so it would be predictable to see him die in episode 9, but I think to give him sort of a substantial storyline in this sequel trilogy, it would be great to see him die in episode 9. Luke Skywalker, not Mark Hamill. Yeah. So that's my views this time around. Let's get into reviews. Reviews is of the TIE Silencer. That's Kylo Ren's new ship. It was displayed on the Star Wars show about a week ago. This gets a 10 out of 10. It's crossed between the TIE fighter we saw Darth Vader helm in A New Hope, or episode 4. Similar to Anakin's last ship in Revenge of the Sith, to be honest. But it also has the cockpit area similar to his shuttle we saw in The Force Awakens. So it's sort of like a galvanized idea in one ship. I think it looks sleek, it looks amazing, it looks dark, it looks scary, it's like a Lamborghini Diablo of the Star Wars world. I mean, this thing is freaky. So it gets a 10 out of 10. That's my review. That's the TIE Silencer. It's called the TIE Silencer. Kylo Ren's new ship in The Last Jedi. Interviews. Let's get into the interviews. It's going to be 2Q. That's 2Q. 2 questions I will ask myself, and for you guys as well. So, was San Diego Comic-Con 2017, which was in the last week, was San Diego Comic-Con 2017 better than D23? Well, as I did not go to either, perception by the internet and news outlets, San Diego Comic-Con got much wider response from the news outlets I was watching via internet. On the free-to-air TV type news here, it wasn't really seen as much, just little excerpts. But personally, for the energy and the amount of things that happened at the Comic-Con in San Diego compared to D23, San Diego Comic-Con just rocked it. So I think San Diego Comic-Con 2017 was better with the amount and quality of stuff. Unfortunately, it was not Star Wars stuff, but it was quality. So my next question is, was San Diego Comic-Con 2017 better than Star Wars Celebration 2017, which I did attend? I'm going to say the Star Wars Celebration was better. Obviously, because I attended there, and so I sort of got to see and feel and hear firsthand everything. But you really do have to be a hardcore comic book fan to really like San Diego Comic Book Convention, because the lines are horrendous, the same as in Star Wars Celebration. You really have to have thick skin, but I think the amount of stuff that San Diego pumped out was great. Really feast. It was a feast for eyes and ears. It was just bang, 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 bang. But I think it was too much to really consume in one weekend, which is partly why I think Star Wars doesn't want a really big stance in that, which I understand. And Star Wars, even though they didn't have enough things there, they probably could have added just 1 or 2 things, like a poster for the Han Solo thing. I know it was in turmoil, that was before the turmoil, but they could have done something like that. They could have brought us something that's really super exclusive just for the Star Wars Celebration. But I think in the two rightly ways, they sort of stood pretty neck to neck. But I think Star Wars Celebration for a Star Wars fan was definitely the way to go. If you're a Star Wars fan going to the comic book convention, it would have been pretty low. But the energy of that place via the internet, that's the San Diego Comic Con, was amazing. And the amount of stuff personally was amazing. I'd love to see things on and on and on and amounts, but you want to not have a too much at once, and it seemed to be like that. And from what I hear, San Diego's Hall H is seriously out of control, packed. That's the actual hall that all the major trailers, information, panels were at, Hall H, Comic Con, San Diego. So to answer the question clearly, I thought Star Wars Celebration 2017 was a better event, and it was a lovely convention center in Orange County. Anyway, so for this time around, just remember, subscribe to this channel, The Force Always, only on YouTube. You get the Star Wars news, Star Wars views, Star Wars reviews, Star Wars interviews of all types. And until the next time, The Force Always. We'll keep rocking.